Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys? I hope you guys are having a great day. Um, some of the people's face have been down over there on the Twitter, and it has not been good. It has not been good. We are here to discuss Nicki Minaj as well as SZA. I feel like I haven't talked about Nicki on the channel in a very long time. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've talked about any of the rap girlies in a long time. But, this situation is so crazy and so unexpected that I was like, let's just chime in and just, chat about it real quick because, girl, SZA was the last. I mean, here's the thing Nicki gonna give it to any and everybody. And I understand that. But SZA was the last person I would have expected Miss Onika Mirage to be, Onika Mirage Petty, to be getting into it with. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday, girl, like what is going on? The people is cutting up, okay? The people is cutting up. It's a lot going on. Listen, if you're coming on in, okay, let me know you can hear me good and clear. Please be sure to also like up the video and also subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Now, I might piss a few of you guys off, and that's totally okay because where we don't agree, we may agree somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you got your siblings or your family members that you don't always agree with, and that's just what it is, okay? We're not gonna always agree, but it's really all about how you talk to people, really. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me nice, and I might be willing to hear what you have to say and understanding what you are trying to say as well. Okay. So, whew, girl. First things first. Let's be clear. Nicki Minaj has been tap dancing on the people's heads and some people's nerves. Okay, for some time. All right. She has been clocking Jay-Z them. Now I feel like for a minute, Jay-Z was referencing something. I'm not Jay-Z, but Nicki was referencing something. She would say Rock Nation this, Rock Nation that. And then now I feel like, and she may have said his name before, but now I feel like she's being more direct because she's fed up. The way she done electric slid her ass over into Desiree's business when it comes to her daughter. Now I understand Nicki and Desiree got their beef, got their issue, whatever's going on over there. But for you to put yourself in the middle of what that lady got going on with her daughter, I don't think that's nice. I don't think that, like, let that lady do what she gonna do with her kid. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not even gonna act like I have all the details when it comes to Desiree and her daughter, because I don't know. Okay. What I do know is that it has nothing to do with Onika Mirage. Okay. Tanya, it ain't got nothing to do with you, girl. So why is you over there? Now, see, I do see what she's trying to do. I feel like she's trying to get a reaction and a response from Desiree, like BITCH, you ain't gonna speak on, you ain't gonna address me on this, so I'm gonna keep talking about your daughter till you address me. And I'm like, don't do that because if that lady try to turn around and say that you harassing her and file some type of harassment charges on you, don't do that. Like, don't do that. Call. Well, she ain't gonna answer the phone, but figure out something else. Because I do feel like Nicki, you gonna keep playing, and somebody, how you been threatening folks with lawsuits and stuff. Somebody gonna end up hitting your ass with one. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping it don't get that far, but somebody's gonna be like, yeah, she harassing me, Your Honor, and I'm on her head with that. So I don't know, girl, but y'all gonna have to calm down. So she's been on Desiree head. She been on Jay-Z head. I believe she said Jay-Z owed her money from that whole title deal that they did a few years back. I've been hearing mixed things. I honestly don't know which one is true. People have been saying that she was supposed to sign some paperwork. She never signed it. People saying she was owed money. Folks are like, nope, she was never owed money because she didn't sign it. Girl, I went there to do the paperwork. So I don't know what he owed, if he owed, or how he owed. What I do know, if things is owed, courts are involved. I have not seen a court involved yet. No, 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 no. I'm just telling you what I have not seen a court involved yet. Don't mean it's not coming. I'm just telling you that I have not seen a court involved yet. Not even a piece of a summons. Okay. So you can't sit up there and be around here running and being all on tours and singing and doing what you want to do and rapping and popping out and think you ain't gonna pay me my money if I feel like you owe me. I don't give a damn if it was 10,000. It don't have to be a million. I want my 10,000. My child need their 10,000. Give me my fucking money. Okay, so that's all I'm saying. So she's been on Jay-Z's head. I know a lot of people probably expected Nicki to spaz once Cardi announced. I keep saying that word. I know people expected Nicki to probably show her ass when Cardi announced her album, but I don't really think Nicki said anything really when Cardi announced. I think she said something because they always be subliminally tweeting each other, so I really don't be knowing who talking to who. I just saw Cardi tell somebody to shut the hell up and go outside or go to a park or something like that. I'm like, girl, the girls is gonna ton, okay? Ton is in fight. That's what we say in Alabama, okay? Ton is in fight. So Cardi said, "You beef with me, you're gonna beef forever," and Nicki has been holding her to it. Like, it's just a lot. So she's been beefing with. She had some slick stuff with the Cardi situation. She's been on Rock Nation's head, Jay-Z's head. I don't know if she said anything bad about Beyonce as of yet, but when I say the Beehive has stood at attention, ready to get into some things, like you called, did you ring? Did you ring? Okay, because we trying to see what bars we finna get in this bitch and sting tonight. So what we doing? Girl, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Well, as Nicki has been letting the wrath out, somebody asked where I got this shirt. One of my stubbies bought it for me. Just a little quick little interception here. Okay, this is from Love Island, USA. The bombshell has entered the villa. Shout out to my subby because she bought me that. She got me another shirt, and then she also got me this right here, the infamous water bottle that you guys see on the show. So shout out to her. Okay. I think she may have gotten it from their website though. I don't know if it's loveislandusa.com or not, but I think that she bought it directly from the company, Love Island. But yeah, so where was I at, child? Girl, I did not go to the convention. I did not go to the convention. It looked like it was a blast, though. I'm not even going to hold you. I did not go to the convention. It would have been nice, though. But that wasn't even in my plans. I ain't even think about it. I really need to join a local chapter, though. I say I am, but I don't be having the time. So I be like, I don't want to do it, and I ain't got the time to, like, really dedicate like I need to. I feel like when I get older in age, I'm going to be trying to, like, really be a part of a chapter locally. But I need to get that together. So if you're a soror, stay on mic. Okay? Anywho. Getting back to what we was talking about. Okay, so yeah, Nicki has been online calling everybody to the front. Girl, when I tell y'all, Nicki been going off so bad. Nicki going to individuals' Twitter accounts, messaging them, telling them to take stuff down. Oh, I sure can be one. I be forgetting about member at large. I really can. And that will actually be way better for me. That would actually be way better for me. Hit me in my DMs and stay on my so I can do that. I really need to do that. Like, for real. Seriously. That would be way better for me. But yeah, so she's been hopping in people's DMs, y'all, on Twitter, telling these folks, take this down or my attorney will be seeing you. And somebody pressed her luck and was like, BIT, I don't give a damn about that. Don't hop in my DMs personally and think that you finna threaten me. So now I'm finna put it here. Here's the rest of what y'all looking for. I said, well, this is crazy. Okay, baby, she done got neighborhood talk so shook. I haven't seen them post anything. Okay, now she called out the shade room alleging that she was gonna sue them or something, and I thought they weren't gonna post about the SZA and Nicki situation, but they ended up posting it. Neighborhood talk hasn't said anything. Okay, don't know what that's about, but she's been beefing with everybody. So let me go back to something back in December. I remember there was a situation with, because this involves Nicki Minaj, Punch, okay, who was a manager for SZA. And SZA, right? So I believe it was like at the end of 2024 where I heard that SZA was parting ways from her manager, okay, which was Punch at the time. I remember there being some type of friction. I don't know if he's still her manager or not, but I thought that they kind of like parted ways as a manager and she probably got somebody else. Not sure. However, fast forwarding to today, Nicki or last night, she started taking shots at Punch because Punch made a post and it said something like broken Barbies. It was something about broken Barbies. Nicki, what the people are believing is she took that to be a shot at her, so she went on a rant, which is very interesting because people have given her grace for going on that rant, not even confirming whether his tweet was even about her. But as soon as SZA made a post. What did SZA's post say? It said Mercury retrograde. Don't take the bait. LOL silly goose. She tweets this out. Now she always tweets about Mercury retrograde. Okay. So when people saw that, and because Nicki was going at Punch, people assumed that SZA was talking to Nicki in defense of Punch. Now I'm thinking that I don't even think she really cared for the man for real, because then she have an issue with him as her manager. So why would she even come out and say anything about him? But of course, her fans are the Barbs are pretty much like, nah, you talking about Nicki, this and that. So, it becomes a whole thing. And I'm like, why she just can't be tweeting? And y'all see how Nicki took a tweet from Punch insinuating and believing that the tweet was about her when it really wasn't. And I feel like she probably been waiting on a moment just to go at TDE as a whole, really. But y'all was ready to believe her on that. But when SZA is like, I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. Like, I just tweeted whatever because I'm coming off stage or I'm doing whatever I'm doing over there in Paris, and y'all just automatically assumed that she was talking to that person. Like, are y'all seeing that? Like, that don't mean that she was. Nicki blindly believed that guy was talking about her, and he likely wasn't. And then now y'all trying to force it on SZA that that's what she was like. It's weird. It's weird, okay? People try to say, oh, well, SZA, Mercury's not in retrograde, this, that, and the other. Well, if you want to be technical, she did not say Mercury was in retrograde. She just said Mercury retrograde, meaning it's on the way, okay? It's coming. Mercury retrograde is coming. So a lot of communications and things will be off. All right. But it seems like all this shit is off for Nicki already because she's been over here on a rampage or whatever. Yeah, so that's what ended up happening. So then Nicki said, oh, damn, the projection is loud today, honey. So then she just decided to, pretty much go in saying what's effed up is that the pawns always go out sad, broke, and cursed. Most of them never even knowing they were pawns, right? So then she goes on talking about BITCH looking and sounding like she got stung by a effing bee. And I'm like, be careful, because the way the beehive ready to sting the fuck out them barbs. Okay, she says, ... draws on my fake freckles. Everybody thought this was a read, but it really wasn't to me. But whatever she does, y'all eat it up like it's just, oh my God, it's just this amazing, it's this funny, it's this hilarious. But it's like, bro, putting, moles on your face or freckles on your face is like such a old beauty standard that people used to do, like probably before we were even born. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so you're feeling a way about her having to, okay. You can't read her on nothing else, so then you'll read her on that. Okay. Like, I guess. Now I do know people were trying to say, I saw some stuff like a long time ago where people were trying to say that SZA said those were like her freckles on her face, only to find out that she was lying. I still didn't care. Okay, Ian. What else is going on? She looks cute with them. Draw them on some more. Get them bitches tatted on your face. Like, they're cute. Okay. So, SZA said something like, so she goes back, baby. SZA, I was here for it. So somebody tells SZA, you really don't want to start this, girl. If you was crying before, you really gonna cry now when the barbs get at you. So SZA said, I get bullied by millions online every day, then step my ass out on a packed stadium tour where people show me real love in real life. Okay. My parents are healthy and I'm the most successful I've ever been. Get some fucking perspective and bark at the wall. Baby, when I tell y'all SZA came out ready. So this person gonna say to her, girl, you on a joint tour. Do that shit solo. I want to see something. Well, baby, obviously your ass was blind because you didn't see it a few years ago when SZA was doing her own solo tour. And I was mad because I missed it. And all them bitches was sold the fuck out. Hello, that she ran the second leg of the tour later on that year. And she didn't even come back to ATL, and I felt the way about it. So tour been sold out. What you talking about? So baby, the way SZA clapped back so quickly with the post showing that she grossed over $100 million on that previous tour. She said, so what the fuck you want to see? Let me know. I said, and I could just hear her talking. I said, come on, SZA. I said, talk your shit. Back them hoes up off you. You know what I'm saying? Clock that, because y'all can't really say too much of nothing about her numbers, though. You can't really talk, because they love talking about the charts and the numbers acting like she didn't have a song that stayed on the damn charts for over 52 weeks, even surpassing a record that Michael Jackson had. You can't talk about numbers for real when it comes to SZA, which is so funny. So what else can you talk about? You have to attack, oh, you draw freckles on your face. Okay. Okay. And y'all wear wigs. We all do. I got one on now. So what are we doing here? Okay. What like that's nothing. That's not where is that? Like it's not like what is the issue? Like it's not it wasn't it didn't catch, right? So then I think it was music data or chart data. When I tell y'all they were so messy in this moment because they decided to tweet out how SZA's last album SOS is now eligible for 9 times platinum. I said y'all so messy. Y'all so messy. You want to talk about numbers? What Portia said? You want to talk about face? You want to talk about numbers? Yikes. So then SZA reposted it and said, I'm really about to have my first diamond album in under 3 years. Thank you, God, and thank you, everyone, for taking this journey with me, right? And then at some point, you know what I'm saying, she does go on to like saying, like, let me mind my business or whatever. She said, let me go back to being calm, shy, and meek. Y'all have a blessed night, right? See y'all tomorrow in Paris or whatever. So then Nicki said, shut up, ugly. Ma'am, ugly? Like what? Y'all are both pretty. Like what? Why? She's far from ugly. You're far from ugly. You're both beautiful women. Like, do we have to do this, ma'am? It was crazy. Then she says, I'm in a meeting, so I don't know if you were still talking shit or not. So if you didn't, I'll delete it later, ho. And didn't delete nothing. Didn't delete nothing. Um, then she goes on to say, BITCH damn near broke that man back and leg. BITCH fat, chubby, and skinny at the same damn time. BITCH where are those 30 million streams that disappeared on Spotify like your faux freckles, okay? Botting tweets when you are arguing is just as weird as SZA, okay? So that's what she's saying. She also goes on to say something about this what they be wanting when they release music. Speak on me or about me at your own risk. But you're really talking about them though. And see, that be the delusion for me. Like you started this conversation off discussing them and bringing up everybody else, but then for some reason you're able to flip it and the barbs will stand with you on everybody is doing shit to you. You swear that you're being bullied, but you're literally online playing the fucking bully. Like, are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? Makes no sense. What else did she say? When I'm discussing the abuse I've suffered at the hands of any man, if you as a woman choose to get in the field, you're going to leave bloody. I'll expose more of your lies, and I'll tell y'all all the time I play the long game. So while y'all celebrated insignificant wins and fake laughs for hours, God was already working. Sit this out. Trust. Ego won't win this one. Truth is truth. It doesn't change. The lies of deceit and abuse of power ain't gonna cut it no more. And I understand her wanting to kind of call out some folks, right? That you feel may have done you wrong, but then it's not followed by what is the long game? Because it's weird to me. If y'all did title before 2019, how long is the game supposed to be? If he owes you hundreds of millions of dollars, how long is the game supposed to be? Huh? And let me also go back too and say this too. People were trying to say SZA should have been quiet. She shouldn't have jumped in. First of all, we don't know if SZA was talking about Nicki, but let's say that she was talking about Nicki when she said Mercury retrograde. Don't take the bait, silly goose. Do you think I give a damn? I don't. You know why? Because when that Lil Wayne situation happened, when he thought he was supposed to do the Super Bowl, headline it or whatever, because he's from New Orleans and that's what you wanted, and they didn't go with you and they never gave you anything to make you think that that's what they were going to do, she jumped in on that. So why is it that she gets to jump in on things, but when other people jump in on things when it comes to their team, it's a problem and they should have sat it out and they should have shut the hell up? No, it don't work like that. If you talk, we could talk too. You got a mouth, we got a mouth too. Right? I told y'all it's really all about how you say things, really. You know, But so Nicki says, wait, does she think she's more successful than me? I don't think she thinks she's more successful than you. I would think that she thinks she's just as successful. Yes, you have been out for years. You really didn't have much competition when you were out here doing your thing. And we loved you down at one point, right? But she's also accomplishing things, beating people's records, making history on her own in a less amount of time. And y'all in two different arenas. Like, nah, I may not think that I'm better than you or more successful than you, but bitch, you ain't finna play on my top if I'm just as good. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah, I wouldn't, if I done sat up here and I done did what it is that I needed to do to help myself become successful, ain't nobody finna play on that. Nicki not finna let nobody play on her accomplishments, and I don't think that SZA should let nobody play on hers either. Okay, but if you think that I'm better than you or I'm more successful, then good. You think that. That's what you think. I didn't say that, but obviously that's what you think. So we'll rock with that. Like, I love that SZA was clapping back. I love that she was clapping back at her. It's okay. What else did she say? She said, SZA, if every song you've ever done vanished right now, the music business wouldn't even miss you. Are you sure about that? I disagree. I've been to countries that never heard of you. I know you're not that stupid, are you? How would you know they've never heard of her unless you're going to the country asking about her? She says stadiums. Did you look at the venues I played on my own headline festival tour? You're talking about headline festival tours, but SZA has been doing stadiums with just herself. Just herself. Not a festival featuring other artists, just herself. You came out better just referencing the last tour that you just did that was successful. She says, BITCH, have you ever headlined to 80K people? BITCH, what have you ever done besides yodel with auto tune that needed retuning? First of all, for me, I personally feel like SZA can very well sing without auto tune. But your own fans have told you, Nicki, and I've listened to it when they've told you to stop singing on your records. Okay. She says she's an icon. SZA's not. And this is where I have to laugh hard as fuck, because if you're an icon to me, I don't think as iconic as you are, right? This ain't it. To me, this ain't it. As iconic as you are, I just feel like you shouldn't have to come off your cherry out to throw tomatoes with certain people. Like, I just don't feel like that's what you know? It makes me question, how much do you truly believe that you are one? You know? Like, I mean, we may believe that you are all day long, but you be out here acting like you don't, and you still trying to prove to us some stuff that we already know. That's just, so she goes on, she just keeps going on a rant, and I just feel like it's going to continue into today. Okay. She also talked about how SZA was talking SHI about Rihanna and Sierra, and the tweet is from 2011. Y'all be killing me pulling up decade old tweets. Okay. I don't know SZA's age. I don't know how old she is. She may have been a teenager. I don't really care too much about that, because people were teens. Like, how many of y'all still think the same way today as you did when you were a teenager or even in your early 20s? You feel what I'm saying? Like, girl, I can't. So I guess y'all couldn't find enough that y'all had to dig deeper and pull out something that was old. Like, are y'all okay? It's really it's sad, and I don't like it, because it's like, dang, Nicki, it's kind of giving Kanye West a little bit. Just a little. It is kind of giving, like, I didn't see it, but I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, Nicki has hit her Azalea Banks era," and I was like, damn, I kind of see that a bit, right? And we're not talking about numbers, because we know that Nicki is very well more successful than Azalea, but it's just how Azalea always coming online and she just keeps snapping and going off and arguing and da 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 da. And it just be confusing, because one minute you be dragging these folks and then you go up for them by the next month. So I just don't know how to take Azalea that serious, and that's kind of what she's doing. Well, Maria Bradshaw, let me say this, love. I am gonna make some excuses for SZA, right? To me, they're valid points. I understand if you may feel like they are excuses. And another reason, if you did not know why I don't give a fuck, is because y'all do that same shit with y'all fave Nicki. She do a lot of shit that if somebody else did it, y'all would be dragging them for, but y'all make excuses for it. So please, don't come and tell me what the fuck I should and should not do when it comes to making excuses or valid points, because I said what the fuck it is that I said, and it's not too much that's going to change on that. Now, if you don't like it, understand. You do not have to be here. I am not holding anyone here hostage. I already told you guys I was going to piss some of y'all off. Obviously, I just did. You totally okay with that, right? However, I'm going to think what I think. You're going to think what you think. You're going to stand with who you stand, and I'm going to stand with who I stand. And I'm standing with SZA all the way. All the way. And I personally feel like if you condone some of the actions of how Nicki shows up, Miss Onika, it's because you two are that person. And I can't. Right? So are you okay now? Because it's not changing in this moment. Now, should she do anything that makes me feel like she's in the right, I'll say that. I'll definitely say, oh, Nicki, I'm with her on this. But if I'm not, you telling me what you think it is that I should do is not going to change a fuck ass thing for me. So you could be team Nicki until the day you perish or not. It's totally up to you because you have that right to do that. I'm just not going to be in that boat with you, and that's fine, right? So it is what it is. But I appreciate you for watching, for being here for a little piece. Okay, but you can't ever think you're gonna get me together and think I'm not gonna reach back, so that's that, and it's just, it's just a little friend conversation we having. That's all. It's just a little piece. Had to give you back love. So what else is going on? Is the people asking? Well, I want us to tap into what Lauren LaRosa had to say, because it seems like, I don't know if I don't think she's talked to Nicki's team or Nicki yet, but she seems to have spoken to Punch, and I actually have not listened to this yet. But I did want to save it so I could listen to it with you guys. So we're going to go ahead and check out what it is that Lauren had to say. So let me hop over here for us to get into some things, okay?
So I reached out to Punch from TDE, who I also talked about in the first hour, who was at one point managing SZA. And I asked him, how did we get here? So he said, back in 2020, Nicki Minaj had reached out for a SZA feature on a song. He responded and told Nicki Minaj that SZA was in album mode heavy and that he would get it over to her, and that was it. They never spoke again. Feature didn't happen, but he says he's lost after that as well.
Hold on, when was this?
So I reached out to Punch from TDE, who I also talked about in the first hour, who was at one point managing SZA. And I asked him, how did we get here? So he said, back in 2020, Nicki Minaj had reached out for a SZA feature on a song. He responded and told Nicki Minaj that SZA was in album mode heavy and that he would get it over to her, and that was it. They never spoke again. Feature didn't happen, but he says he's lost after that as well. So then I followed up and I said, okay, so there was no further issue. I still don't understand from that, how did we get here? And he says, I'm lost after that. And the song, he verified what I said. The song that he had been tweeting about, Broken Barbies, was a song by an artist that he is working with now, I Am Lyric. So he's
confused.
He's confused as well.
Did you ask Punch why he ain't post the song last night?
So for me, again, if he made a post that was about Broken Barbies with a whole nother artist that had nothing to do with Nicki, for me, that makes me feel like she's been sitting on a moment ready to go in on TDE too. And that was a moment that they gave her a little piece for her to just start snapping. Now, some people tried to allege that Nicki was taking shots at Doechii. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. Let's not try to brew no issue with Doechii and Nicki. Because I could have sworn I've listened to interviews where Doechii has given Nicki her things. I think she was heavily inspired by Nicki. They ain't got no issue. Why would Nicki want to take a shot at her? I mean, hell, shit, I was wondering why she wanted to take a shot at SZA. But clearly she misread a text, or two tweets, okay? And got into the field. So, but as far as her taking shots, I think it seemed like she was really talking to Punch the whole time. I don't know if it's a beef with her and Doechii. I don't know why the people always like the female fan bases are crazy because they never do this SHI with the guys. And it's like y'all always want to see women argue and fight because y'all feel like it only can be one top woman. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? And I want to say that Nicki contributed to that by saying she's the queen. I'm the queen of this, queen of that, queen of this, queen of that. But I'm also, I have to put it on the fan base too. Because y'all about was saying it before she was. Now correct me in the comments because I know y'all going to do that anyway because that's just how y'all is. Okay? But damn, can't everybody just live and make their little piece of coin, honey? And break records and make records and stuff? It's just like, let's live, okay? People getting snatched up every day, thrown in ice and all this other stuff, losing their lives and stuff. So, like, can we just live?
That was the time to post.
He said he did.
He did.
He did post.
That's
She said
the
that.
main.
Shane, no, we'll be back in August. We'll be back in August, love.
Nicki, like, yeah, so he
No. I know you said that he posted it before, and that's what made Nicki react. But in the midst of everything,
Well, it was like, so
he should have posted it and
Posted
like,
again.
Broken Barbies, baby. This the song. You know?
I'm
Nicki
still
Minaj.
confused.
Nicki Minaj posted that she had.
Pause. I want to address Jason. Love you back, love. Love you back. I thank you for being here. And you know, it's not so much as Nicki hate, and maybe you mean as far as the comments with the Nicki hate, it's just me calling it out. You know what I'm saying? And we not always gonna agree on everything, and that's perfectly okay. But I thank you for being here. Not y'all come up. Y'all can let her stay. Y'all can let Maria stay. Y'all don't gotta time her out. She just gonna keep getting whacked, and then y'all just gonna be whacking back. You know, yikes.
As receipts of being bullied and the retaliation that she's alleging. So maybe now we'll see her side of it because, yeah.
I don't think Nicki is a bully per se. I think that Nicki believes people are always doing something to her. And that's not the case.
Her barbs are bullies.
Yeah, no, baby. The barbs is on me right now.
Barbs are bullies.
I'm hollering.
That's her fans.
Yeah,
like
but
her herself.
But I will say, do y'all feel like, and y'all know Nicki Minaj a lot more closely than me or Jess, right? Do you feel like because of the things Nicki Minaj had to deal with as she came up? So, I mean, not to say that it's warranted, but is there like empathy at all for how she be trying to, I guess, protect herself? It just comes off a lot of the wrong way.
I mean, you got to think, Nicki came from a place from New York City where New York didn't really believe in her at first.
Well,
she had to go
play
out
her
of
music
She had to go out of town.
And you still not playing her music.
I do play Nicki music all the
I'm
time.
hollering. And she's still not going to interview with y'all.
She went down to Atlanta, right?
She went down to Atlanta, got caught in Atlanta, and the world fell in love with her, and they always doubted her. They doubted the way she rapped. They doubted her flow. They doubted her numbers. They always doubted Nicki, so Nicki always feels like she has to punch even harder, and I understand that.
I will say I've never
I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't understand that because you have risen. She always felt like she needed to punch a little harder. She needed to whatever it was she felt she needed to prove to people, she proved. I'll never forget when she first talked about rapping and how she was trying to learn from these people. I think that was in her stairwell rapping or whatever, and she was a kid, and when she would like try to rap with them, they like bust out laughing at her. And I was like, yo, I wonder what they thinking now that she is who she is. This was like on one of her documentaries that came out like years ago. Now what y'all thinking? So for me, I'm like, yo, she has accomplished all of that. It ain't no holding Nicki back. Like, what are we talking about? At this point in her life, I don't feel like she still needs to have to fight like that to prove something to who, what? Who and what? I'm confused. Like, they not making no sense. They just know Nicki ass will never come up there. She don't fuck with them. They haven't always had her back, but then now in this moment, they want to act like they got her back, thinking that that's going to make her come up there and interview with their ass, but she still don't fuck with y'all, and this is just what it is.
I thought Nicki was dope since she was on the Dirty Money DVD
with
Fendi back in the day. I always thought she was dope.
Now,
but I do feel like she feels like everybody is always against her.
Ain't nobody against that lady but her damn self.
Let's just say, like, a lot of things happen that we don't see, and then when she come out online, we only see her side, and then a lot of people will go and say like,
that could be a piece. I would consider that. I would consider some of what Jess is saying. Maybe there are some things that's happening behind the scenes, but we only see her side, which makes her look even more crazier. But here's the other part. She ain't dropping no receipts. As much as she's dropping receipts, or shall I say tweets, retweets, she not dropping like what else is there? Because I mean, right now it's just making you look crazy. But she's okay with that. She's okay with looking crazy. So, because y'all gonna stand. So
she's
stand.
always this, that, and the other, and she never happy. But things happen in the background that we don't see, and she always say she got receipts, but I guess she wait for the right time.
I would love to see it.
I guess put it out
Prove
there.
me wrong. Y'all know I don't
That's
mind.
the thing. She don't hold her tongue, but all we see is her going out, like lashing out.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
She's the female version of 50 Cent. She does not hold her tongue. She will go at you.
No, the fuck she's not. She's becoming the female version of Kanye. That's what's happening. Now, 50 Cent may come at certain people, make a post and joke, but Kanye would say shit because he didn't believe in cancel culture and thinking he could say all kind of stuff, say things about Jews and say whatever, and ain't nobody gonna do shit to him. Granted, it may have been a part of his method because he about wanted to get out of that Adidas deal any damn way, right? It may have worked out for him, but not necessarily. So, no, I feel like she said some interesting things. So it's not giving 50.
Not care. She doesn't care about the backlash. Nicki goes hard. And
we don't
Nicki
know.
has always been that.
Right.
And to Jess's point, there is a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that people don't be knowing about. Because I'll never forget the time Nicki was on my head once about, her and Remy. I promise you, I did not know her and Remy had an issue.
I don't believe you.
I did not know.
What did she call you and say?
It wasn't a call. We were texting. It was a Saturday morning, way back in the day. It was
in North Carolina
weekend, and she was texting me about Remy and how we're fueling the beef with Remy. And I'm like, I really had no idea what she was talking about. Guess what came out that day?
20 minutes later,
Oh, wow.
All I could say was, hey, man, my
you
bad.
had not even a little
Not a
tip
clue.
that she was beefing with
Not
this girl.
a clue.
Damn.
Not one
20
single
minutes later.
solitary
Damn.
clue.
What you text after you listen to Sheetha?
My bad.
And what she say?
I don't remember.
Blocked.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, right.
You're bad.
Blocked.
Yeah, this was just like, damn, I didn't know.
And don't get it twisted. Nicki will curse you out in a minute. Like that, but that's Nicki's. she's the female version of 50 Cent. To
And
me.
we'll
She
get
does not
cursed the
hold her
fuck back
tongue,
out.
and she has the right to. She can go at whoever she wants.
Like what? For him to say, for me, when Charlamagne says, she thought that I was fueling a beef with she thought that I was fueling a beef with Remy and I knew nothing about it. Next thing you know, Sheetha drops. What I took from that for me, not you, but for me, was she often makes assumptions of what others are doing, and that may not even be the case because Charlamagne just said he had no clue. But you were probably hearing that Remy coming, she finna drop some on your ass. But it didn't have nothing to do with Charlamagne, and so you put that off on him like, for a fact it's them doing that to you. Just like with the whole Twitter thing. Oh, they're hiding my likes or something she said, or they're doing this and that on Twitter and tried to blame Rock Nation. I'm like, are we okay? Are we okay? You do know that Elon is a fool. You do know that Elon is running all of this, right? Like, how much more is we going to really put on Rock Nation? Like, come on. Now, hear me out. I'm not saying that Rock Nation is without fault. I'm not saying they are without fault. They may very well be. But some of the things that she has said is like eyebrow raising. Like, girl, do you hear yourself? Do you hear yourself? It's not making sense, my love bug. It's not making sense. I hate this. I really do. Because the rants that she's going on, it's not a good look to me. It's not a good look to me at all. Is it going to affect her legacy, as some people say? I don't know. I think she has enough fans that's going to continue to try to uphold it. I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have some people where Kanye has said and done some things and he still gets all of the support and still considered a genius. So I don't think that it's going to ultimately affect her. And I think that she's very well aware of that, which is why she continues to do whatever it is, that she does. And she's going to continue to do more of it because it's really giving, who going to stop me, boo? It's giving Sheree, who going to check me, boo? Who going to check me? Nobody. Y'all ain't been checking her. And I have to say, if I was a person where I felt like when nobody checking me, I'm going to keep coming with that energy because I know you hoes ain't going to do shit. Yikes. Now, at some point, as the people grow up, they might start shedding away from you. Okay? They just might. The TikTok girlies that I would have expected to be team Nick, 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 it's not necessarily giving that as much. Especially after seeing her come for SZA. And I was like, I don't know, y'all. I just wish everybody the best of luck. But I'm gonna clock it how I see it, whether, the people like it or not. You know? Can't like everything. Cause I damn sure don't like what she doing. So you can't like everything. So that's that on that. Let's see. Oh, I got a super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, Tea Leaves. Nicki needs to tighten up, okay? Her tweets can be used as evidence if her man decides to put her under a conservatorship. Girl, he better not ever. Now, he better not ever. Thank you for the super chat. That would be crazy if he tried to put her under something like that years later. Like, down the line, him? That would be insane. Him. Oh, that would I refuse. I refuse. I can't. That would be insane. If he attempted to try to do something like that. Nicki can throw a random shade all day, every day. Her fans laugh, but let someone do the same thing is a problem. Yeah, I have to agree. Literally, like they literally uphold everything. They say, oh, she's been talking about this for years. Where have y'all been? I'll be honest, not as tuned in as y'all. Not as tuned in as y'all. Okay. I think a lot of times the fans be expecting you to know every ins and out that goes on with her when everybody doesn't stand her in the same way that they do. All right. But she's been talking about this for years, and it's like, well, then what's the next? Because we still in the years process where she's still talking about it, but I'm not seeing no action yet. Okay. Are you waiting around for karma to hit the other people or something? Like, what's what? Not Nicki walk so Huda could run. That's crazy. Also, when she says someone did something and they didn't, people will stop believing in her because they don't want to be associated with a delusional, crazy person. All right. Somebody says keep popping back up and getting whacked. Nicki is spiraling because at the end of the month, that settlement for her husband's case is about to come out. What? So she's setting it up so she can blame Rock Nation for sabotage. Oh my, he has a case coming up? I mean, a settlement? I don't know why I thought that was done. Oh my. I stopped messing with Nicki when she was leaking her husband's victims' info. Ooh. That means you've been off her for a minute. Maria said, who cares what you think? I don't think she's talking to me. I think she's talking to one of y'all in the comments. But at the same time, I don't know why you still entertaining it then, girl. Don't mind them, child. Rock Nation is no worse than Young Money. Look what Birdman, baby, the way Birdman sold that shit. Really, not even that. It was Lil Wayne that sold it. Okay? That's crazy. I don't even know if they got a piece of coin off of that. That's what I always wonder. If they got any money off the fact that Lil Wayne sold it. That's, girl, listen. Listen, and y'all know one thing I'll never forget. When Ken Barbie aired Nicki out earlier this year or last year, early last year. When I tell y'all Nicki hasn't hit him with a lawsuit, Nicki never responded to him. She said absolutely nothing to Ken Barbie when he was airing her out. I mean, he went off on her, dropped receipts and everything. Because she has spent so much time going in on social media but never addressed Ken. Because I think it came after she took a shot at him being ugly or something like that in one of her songs or whatever. Ever since he aired her, she didn't say nothing. So now I'm like, damn, was he telling the truth this whole time? No, I don't. Do you think Nicki ever smashed Wayne? I don't. I honestly don't. I don't think that. I mean, I don't know that to be a fact or not, but I don't. I never thought that she did. Because I feel like for me, I kind of peeped earlier on that Safari was her guy, right? So I didn't think that she ever had anything going on with Wayne. I always thought, like, don't nobody see that this is her man, even though he's standing around her like he's a hype man and the security guard. Like, that's her guy. And I always reference this because I'll never forget when she had this green and blue wig on Twitter. I mean, on YouTube, and Safari flashing all this money. She said, "Would you stop acting like a fucking buffoon?" Like, baby, she used to wear him out. She used to wear Safari out. Okay. Let's see what else you guys are saying. She don't. Nicki has no masters, but from Pink Friday 2, and this is her lowest. Like, oh, I guess she wouldn't have it if Lil Wayne sold most of the catalog, right? I wonder if she could get that back. I wonder if she could get her music back, because that's crazy. I don't like that. I hate when artists put in a lot of work and somebody else is in control of your music to where she might still make some money off of it because she did write the songs, or at least most of the songs, you know what I'm saying? But then I don't know how that work. If he sold it, she may not get as large of a percentage as she once did. I don't like when the artists get played like that. The industry can be a mess, I tell you. Baby, I ain't gonna hold you. Them shoes is ugly. I'm not gonna hold y'all. The shoes is ugly. Okay. Thanks for showing love, Lanice. I appreciate it. Why people don't just block her if they have a problem with her tweets? Well, see, here's the thing. I think some people do, but you have to understand, Jasmine Sanders. This is still, I don't follow Nicki, right? I don't follow her. However, I've seen screenshots. People literally are DMing me screenshots of things that she's saying. Now the blogs are putting it up. So I feel like a lot of times y'all may think that it's really simple. Just block them and move on. I mean, even I think that sometimes, right? But because of the way social media is set up, it's really no way around it when the topic is trending. So you're going to see it either way. Right? And let's say you could even probably block her name, right? Let's say you block Nicki Minaj or Barb's or something on Twitter as like a word. It doesn't stop people from resharing those screenshots because they may label her as something else. Like some people like to call her granny or whatever the case is, right? They like to, granny pants. I don't know the term that they're using for her, but they may use that as her name, but still showing you the screenshots of what's being said. So people are still seeing it. Right. And then you go over to the TikTok, and next thing you know, you scrolling, and that may not even be in your typical feed of what you're scrolling on TikTok. And we always get something that we're not typically seeing on our timeline to pop up, and it may be a video that's like, oh, Nicki Minaj into it with SZA, and you're like, what the hell? Why would that happen? So that's how people are starting to see it. But I definitely understand what you're saying, though. But that's how they're able to see it. Nicki's not in the 360 deal. Girl, I'll never forget what she said. I never signed a 360, bitch, you wild dumb. Get that. However, I'm just interested in knowing how did that play out with Wayne selling her music, because you can't, if you own your music, he can't sell it. So that's what's confusing to me. How could he package up her and Drake's music and then sell it over if she owned it? Now she may own her music now potentially, but I think some of her earlier on music, I don't think so, and I think that was the portion that was sold off. I just would have hoped that you're gonna have to give me a coin off that. Like you're not gonna be able to take my hard work slaving in the studio, busting my ass. Okay, you're just not gonna be able to take my shit and not give me a piece off that. I'm gonna need something up off that, baby. Give me my money. Let's see. Not the call is coming from the inside of the house. Air Wayne out. Listen, I definitely think he should be aired out. Big Fendi, the guy that created Nicki. Now, wait a minute. Now, saying I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Now, I know I've been on her head top, but he may have found Nicki a little piece. But I refuse to believe he created her. Now, said Nicki was more of a desperate fan, and no, he didn't say that. Did he say that? I know he had bought her website, which was or at least he had control of her website and wouldn't give it to her or something. And I thought that was really foul. But I thought they made up. But I can't believe he said that. It's always been a rumor out there with Gucci and her, but I don't know to confirm. I just would hear rumors. But I've never really heard nothing about her and Wayne, really. I just knew Safari was her guy. And I know that don't mean that to a lot of people because it's like people have boyfriends every day, and they do what they do. Yep, Nicki now Drake has say so over Wayne selling their music. Oh, Nicki nor Drake had a say so over selling their music. That's why Drake has been on tour year round. Wow. But Drake has been able to get a good deal, I thought, when he was it Universal? I thought he was able to get a fire deal out of them though. You know what? I could see that, Jasmine. She's loyal to Wayne, so I think when it comes to him, she probably didn't care. I could see that, but I need her to. As much as she cares about how Jay-Z has played her when it comes to title or whatever, I understand that Wayne may have helped catapult her or help put her on a platform to be noticed and, become who she is even more. But I just feel like that's not right. I'm sorry. I know. And I think Wayne was like really in debt, allegedly at the time. So that's part of why he sold it. But you're going to have to give me some off the top, bro. I'm sorry. He wouldn't be able to sell my shit like that. That's crazy. Mm-mm. Um, um, what you talking about, Norchad? Who called somebody ugly? Nicki calls out everyone but Drake, who friends with all her ops. Listen to me. Listen to me. That is one that she did not call out from my understanding. That is one that she still wanted to hop on tracks with. But Young Money gonna stick together for the most part. They gonna stick together. Y'all arguing with each other. What you mean, Desi? She wasn't lying about SZA. Which part? You talking about the freckles or which part? Yeah, she drew them freckles on. Desi, yes. But this is what I was saying, though. I don't care if she drew them on. And let me tell you why, because I don't know if you were here in the beginning. The reason I don't care is because drawing on freckles or even a mole is a beauty standard old as time. Before, I'm sure a lot of us were even here. That is what the girls used to do. So it's something that's very common. And her drawing on her freckles, making it appear as though it's not authentic, to me, ain't no different than a lot of us putting on wigs or getting sew-ins. Like, it's all, to me, it's all about the same. It enhances your beauty. And for her to come for her looks when they are both equally beautiful, it's just crazy to me. That's all I was saying. Yeah, I do believe the freckles may have been drawn on. But she beautiful to me. Thank you so much for the super chat, Lizzie. Nicki has never been caught in a lie. One day you will come back and say she was saying the truth. SZA started with her and now she's a victim. Well, I'll say this. I have no issue with being proven wrong. The part that I need is the proven. And ain't nobody proving nothing to me. So when that moment comes, I have no issue saying, oh, y'all, Nicki was right about all of this, child. Nicki was right, girl. That's like, okay, and you might be new here. All right, so let me clue you in. I have no issue with that. But right now, the proving isn't proving for me. That's one. And I don't feel like SZA is a victim. I don't think she's a victim at all. But here's what I'm also saying if you weren't here in the beginning. One, we don't know for sure she was talking to Nicki, but let's say that she was talking to Nicki. I'll repeat myself. If she was, I don't give a FUCK. The reason I don't give a FUCK is because oftentimes Nicki has projected herself into situations that have nothing to do with her, i.e. Lil Wayne not getting the Super Bowl. Okay? But ain't nobody had nothing to say. So why is it that Nicki gets to stand for y'all money, but even if SZA want to stand for TDE, she can't? Make it make sense. What y'all choose for her, y'all need to also be able to see it on the other side. It can't be one-sided. And that's where I feel like the fans, y'all don't be logical. Y'all only want to be blind followers. And I'm going to let y'all do what y'all do. Okay? I just want y'all to look at everything. Okay, and keep in mind, we talking about two separate things. Nicki could be right about some things that she put out there. I don't know. Have it been proven? Aside from that, don't ever think that Nicki could stand for her team and can't nobody else stand for theirs. If we gonna tit, then we gonna have to tat, and it's gonna have to give tit for tat, and it can't just give tit because we all over here standing Nicki, right? That's all that I'm saying. And it's okay to be a barb, but it's okay to be a barb that has their own mind. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's okay to be like, okay, I stand Nicki, I love Nicki down, but I'm gonna have to agree right here because, like, yeah, that wasn't making sense. And I love my girl, but dang, like, oh, she got me looking crazy when I want to defend her. I've been in that position where I'm like, somebody like, damn it, bitch, I look a fool defending you right now, bitch. Okay? You was wrong. I'm gonna have to say you was wrong on that. I'm gonna have to say you was wrong on that. And I mean, it happens. It happens. It's all good. It happens. Will I listen to music when SZA puts it out, or are you talking about Nicki? If you're talking about Nicki, I did listen to Nicki's last album. There were a few songs on there I liked. If you're talking about SZA, love SZA, listen to all her music. And I also was a part of the not a part, but I went to the concert that she did recently with Kendrick and her. Went to that. My husband loves some Kendrick down. I love SZA, and I missed the concert that she did I think it was 2 years ago here in Atlanta, girl. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe I missed it. And like, yeah, I ordered some stuff. Like, I love SZA. I definitely ordered them Crocs and stuff. Like, I'm a SZA girl, period. Okay, so if y'all feel like that's being biased or whatever, I'm totally okay, because clearly it's a lot of biasm going on over here in the comments. Hey, Team Nicki. Okay. Let's see. What else? This started in 2020. SZA never answered the request from Nicki for a feature. Oh, so you think that's when the issue started? Well, did she reach back out? Because Punch, we just listened to it. Like, I don't know what ended up happening.
Punch from TDE, who I also talked about in the first hour, who was at one point managing SZA. And I asked him, how did we get here? So he said, back in 2020, Nicki Minaj had reached out for a SZA feature on a song. He responded and told Nicki Minaj that SZA was in album mode heavy and that he would get it over to her, and that was it. They never spoke again. Feature didn't happen, but he says he's lost after that as well. Like,
now, I will say this. And y'all know, here I go with my valid point / excuses, right? When you're in album mode and you done dropped your album and your album is taking off, chances are I'm probably not thinking about them features, right? You're going to have to circle back around and hit me up. I feel like a lot of people, just in our everyday lives, right? You may be working on a project, you may be doing something with your job, it ain't no telling. And once that thing takes off or you're really heavily focused on that, it might slip your mind. You might forget. I know to y'all, she may be the Nicki Minaj. How can you forget? But I feel like it happens when you're taken in a completely different direction when it comes to your album. I'm sure some people may have wanted features from Nicki, and Nicki was like, I'm in heavy, album mode right now. But, circle back with me, or I'll get back with you, or whatever. And she may have forgotten because she's gotten that busy, right? It don't have to be that deep. Okay, I've listened to interviews of artists that had to reach out on more than one occasion with a person to make sure they got a feature. It's kind of how it goes. So I don't think that's anything to really have a beef of. And if you do, it does kind of give God complex a bit, that you feel like I'm up here and you should be dying to get a record with me. Girl, I'm dying to stay above water to make sure this album do good, because I also want to be able to stand on my own too. I'm trying to get to where you at. Okay, so that's just how I'm thinking about it. Okay, let's see. I agree with that, Maria. Mention Nicki's name and you get traction. I agree with that, but I don't feel like I'm getting too much traction, because if I did have the traction, I'll probably have about 3,000 views watching right now. I didn't even hit 1,000 yet. So what traction are you speaking of? And honestly, you giving us more traction in the comments, and we appreciate it, though. You giving us more traction to hear than anything, as you're mentioning Nicki's name. So we thank you. Thank you for being here. Let's see. What else are you guys saying? Because this is, good conversation. People learning stuff. People not learning stuff. Breakfast Club didn't teach. They didn't reach out to Nicki to ask her if what Ted said was true. Oh, TDE said was true. They just ran with what he said. Yeah, because I don't think she said that she heard from them.
So then I followed up and I said, okay, so there was no further issue. Like, I still don't understand from that, how did we get here? And he says, I'm lost after that. And the song, he verified what I said. The song that he had been tweeting about, Broken Barbies, was a song by an artist that he is working with now, I Am Lyric. So he's
confused.
He's confused as well.
Did you ask Punch why he ain't post the song last night? That was the time to post.
He said he did.
He did.
He did post the song. She
That's
said
what
that
made
earlier.
Nicki, like, yeah, so he
No. I know you said that he posted it before, and that's what made Nicki react. But in the midst of everything,
Well, it was like so.
he should have posted it.
Posted
like,
again.
Broken Barbies, baby. This the song. You know?
I'm
Nicki
still confused.
Nicki Minaj posted that she has receipts of being bullied and the retaliation that she's alleging. So maybe now we'll see her side of it because, yeah.
Now, granted, I do agree. She could have reached out to Nicki. Don't know if Nicki would respond or not, but she's putting everything on Twitter. So with her putting out her accusations, she's pretty much stating what the issue is. Therefore, let me go reach out to Punch to confirm, like, yo, this what Nicki's saying. Is this true? Right? But what I do think she should have did was take the information Punch gave her and go back to Nicki and say, yo, we talked to Punch. Do what he's saying. So would you want to respond to that? So I will agree with that. Yeah. What else y'all saying over here? I'm hollering. Not Nicki behind closed doors asking for features, but acting like artists are asking to work with her. Whew, child. Nicki is paranoid and the Barbs feed into it because of proximity to celebrity. It really is a sick feedback loop. Y'all crazy. It's literally only because it's Nicki. People are against it. LOL. All these girls tweet, crash out, etc. Y'all don't like her, just say that. Well, I feel like it be a lot of people that complain about Cardi. I know I have plenty of times wanted her to shut the fuck up. Okay? I feel like the backlash, like honestly, and this is what be interesting to me, how a lot of, to me, Barty Gang and Barb's try to act like they're really different. And y'all not. Y'all do the same shit. High key. Right? But y'all, a lot of Barb's, y'all don't be noticing for some reason. Some of y'all, not all, don't be noticing that Cardi be getting that same heat that y'all feel like Nicki be getting. And honestly, I feel like Cardi get it worse. Because y'all have this long history with Nicki. Like when Cardi came out and announced that album and said she put those 2 songs from a few years ago or however many years ago on that album, you think she didn't get thrashed? But in addition to that, when she's gotten online and she's drugged the hell out of Offset talking about all the money that she pays for things and he don't do shit, y'all don't think y'all didn't tell her ass up? No, the people say things. The people say things. Okay? The people say things. So I do feel like Cardi, to me, get it worse, but they might actually just get it is likely equal because I feel like the disappointment with Nicki is just watching her come to where she is, and a lot of people believing she is the icon that she is, and it's like, damn, this what we doing? Leave that to the other girls. You ain't got to do all that. Let them try to date. That's on them. Let them crash out. You ain't got to do no crashing out. You solidify. You ain't got to But yeah, but I also think that you're right. Y'all just don't like her. So just say that. No, they don't. They don't. They don't like her. And yeah, they don't like her. And some of them might like her and just don't like her ways when she gets to tweeting. Just like y'all don't like Cardi. So it's giving, same side. Okay, or different sides, same old coin, just a little piece of there. What's up, Really B? Really B said, this woman is unhinged. Girl, listen. I just want her to cool it down. I just want her to just tone it just a little bit. Just please. Just back away. Somebody need to go back away from all devices now. Back away from all devices now. The age difference between these two artists. Oh, that's a good question. Let me see. SZA's age, I'm not sure. SZA's 35. She's 35, okay? Nicki is, I'm not sure Nicki, yeah, she's not she is 42. I thought Nicki was in her late 30s. I thought people was just throwing that out there when they were trying to say she's 40, but no, she's 42. Okay, SZA's 35, 42. So what's that? Like what is that? What, 7-year age gap? Like that's where they are. A 7-year gap between the two ladies. Stan culture has always given me mental issues are real and should be addressed properly. Yikes. Listen, I don't know if you guys ever saw that Amazon film. Oh, I can't think of it. I think the young lady that played the main character, I think her name was Dominique, but it was about like the fandom and how they went crazy. And I think they ended up killing a guy or whatever. And I'm like, I think people tried to allude that it was the Beehive. And I'm like, if that's the case, y'all need to do one on the Barbs because listen, Barbs is crazy. Barbs is just is girl. The people be cutting up. When you don't agree with they fave, they swear you hate them down to the ground. Okay, they be trying to pull up information, expose you and stuff, harassing the wrong folks, calling the wrong numbers and stuff, going to people's parents' burial sites and twerking. Girl, we need to call a ceasefire. Please, please, can we cut it out? All right. Thank you so much, Addie, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. Parasocial relationships go both ways. They hate y'all. The hate y'all have for her in the comments is an obsession too. What y'all think about that? I'm getting tired of her airing SHI out. If Jay-Z owes you money, take him to court, not talk SHI on socials. I would agree to take him to court because he not gonna respond unless you're putting some legal documents out there to affect his name. He not gonna respond, and even with that, that's saying something because he only responds when it's a legal issue. Now he did come out and put this statement out when they was trying to put that story out there on him, the Tony Busby situation. Now I had already called that a long time ago. I called that about Tony Busby a year ago. When I told y'all something about him does not seem to be 100%. Something was off. Okay? Because it was how he was talking in his press conference where he contradicted himself for me. And I said, this is not making sense. And it showed itself up months later. Got that lady on TV lying like that. I said, if he did do something, it wasn't to her. It wasn't to her. Okay? So I respect that, Maria. I told you we ain't gonna agree on everything, child. Jami literally has commentary wishing a lot of y'all faves would be quiet, but people conveniently forget that. Cardi loves her a good listen, baby. Cardi love her a good Twitter Spaces. She loves her a good Twitter Spaces, and she will get on there and go off. Man, I want her to hurry up and get this divorce. Girl, hurry up and get this divorce from this man. It's a lot. It's a lot. And he wants some of your money. Girl, hurry up and get that divorce. And see, I want Nicki. I don't have clearly none of us have a say so on what Nicki chooses to do, but I would love for her to divorce Kenneth. I'm not gonna hold y'all, like, leave him be. However, y'all, I'm afraid he gonna want her money too. And I don't want him getting none of that lady money. Not all that she worked. Cause I'm like, did y'all sign a prenup? I know they went to like the courthouse allegedly to, get married and stuff, but I'm like, girl, I hope he signed an ironclad. And I mean ironclad. Okay? Straightforward. Not getting cheated. Because I wholeheartedly, my assumption, I feel like he would definitely try to tap into her coins. And I don't think she need nobody else trying to tap into her coins. But I would love for her to get her free from him. It's something about it. Like, I mean, he don't say a lot, but his energy is just, I don't know. It's something about it. It's something about it. And yeah, he might be a good guy. I don't know. Okay. Okay. But I don't want him getting on that lady money. But y'all, I gotta get up out of here, honey. I overstayed my welcome with you guys, even though we done had a little piece of argument, didn't agree, you know what I'm saying, about them cussed each other out down to the chat and everything, saying how much we hate folks and don't hate them, child. It's just a big old family reunion, ain't it? Look at Nicki bringing the people together. But that's all I got. I thank you guys for being here. Definitely like up the video if you have yet to do so. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim, putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can feel the pool